For generations, if you wanted a clear, durable gemstone that wouldn't scratch or cloud over time, you had one option, and it came with a massive price tag. That reality is heavily engineered. The diamond industry spent the better part of a century running marketing campaigns and controlling supply to ensure these stones remained expensive and rare in the eyes of the consumer. But today, the landscape has changed. The market is now flooded with alternatives claiming to deliver the same visual impact and daily durability for a fraction of the cost. This comparison illustrates the scale of the disruption. On the left, a standard mined diamond might cost $5,000. On the right, an identically sized alternative costs about $500. This $500 challenger is a stone called moissanite. This price gap raises a specific question. You have to decide if a stone that costs 90% less can actually hold up over a lifetime of wear, or if you are simply buying a highly polished imitation that will eventually give itself away. To understand the performance, we have to look at what moissanite is. It is not glass, and it is distinct from cubic zirconia, which scratches and clouds relatively quickly. Moissanite is silicon carbide, or CIC. It is a chemical compound of carbon and silicon, making it a different mineral from a natural diamond, which consists of pure carbon. It also wasn't pulled from a traditional mine. The first natural fragments were discovered in 1893 under specific, dramatic circumstances. Those initial traces were found here, inside the impact zone of a massive meteorite in Arizona. Henri Moissan, the French chemist pictured here, examined rock samples from the earth and identified the sparkling crystals. The stone was named in his honor. Because it arrived on a meteorite, naturally occurring moissanite is nearly non-existent on Earth. Every stone found in jewelry today is synthesized in a laboratory. This lab-grown reality removes the traditional narrative of geological rarity. Without the story of a billion-year-old rock pulled from the Earth, the stone must be evaluated strictly on its physical performance. The most important job of any clear gemstone is its optical performance under light. Gemologists measure this using the refractive index, a metric that calculates how intensely a stone bends and reflects light. This chart shows how the two materials compare. A natural diamond sits at 2.42, while moissanite measures between 2.65 and 2.69. The math translates to the physical world. Moissanite bends light more aggressively, producing a stronger, more intense sparkle than a diamond. But there is a difference in the type of light it reflects. Moissanite exhibits fire, a dispersive reflection that creates a rainbow effect when hit by light. This contrasts with the sharp, icy white flashes that purists expect to see radiating from a natural diamond. Moissanite throws more total light and technically wins on pure brilliance. However, that rainbow signature is the specific trait that reveals it is not a diamond. Once you move past aesthetics, you have to look at how a stone holds up to daily life. Hardness is measured on the Mohs scale, which ranks materials from 1 to 10. Diamonds sit at the top with a 10 rating. Moissanite comes in at a 9.25. That makes it the second hardest gemstone used in jewelry. It is safe from the abrasive dust of daily wear and will stay clear without specialized maintenance. Because it performs so well physically, manufacturers often use a specific marketing claim to reach skeptical buyers. You will see advertisements promising that these stones can pass a diamond tester pen. The trick works because basic testers rely on thermal conductivity. Moissanite transfers heat away from the pen tip at a rate similar to a diamond, triggering a positive result. But the illusion falls apart under magnification. Moissanite possesses double refraction, meaning if you look through the stone, facets on the opposite side appear doubled or slightly blurry. Moissanite has the physical hardiness to last a lifetime and can fool a heat sensor, but its distinct optics mean you cannot hide its true identity from a professional with a magnification loupe. The physical properties only cover half the equation. The other half is found in how the stone gets to the market. Extracting natural diamonds requires massive infrastructure. You are dealing with open-pit operations and a complex history of human labor disputes. Moissanite sidesteps this. Because it is grown in controlled indoor environments, it requires no earth excavation and carries no risk of funding human conflict. Laboratories can scale their operations as needed. They produce high-quality stones on demand, which keeps the retail price low. Choosing moissanite provides financial leverage and an ethical footprint. In exchange, you give up the geological rarity and the resale value of a natural stone. Because these stones operate on different priorities, the decision isn't about finding the better stone, but matching the material to your own goals. We map this choice here. The horizontal axis tracks tradition, the vertical tracks price and ethics. For high visual impact, low cost, and sustainability, moissanite is the match. But if you want a diamond's icy sparkle or fear rainbow fire, you'll experience buyer's remorse. Moissanite is a tool for those who value performance over pedigree, but it is not a substitute if you are seeking the story of traditional authenticity. Moissanite is not a fake diamond. It is a mineral that bends light more aggressively than pure carbon and ranks as the second hardest gemstone available. It all comes down to one question. When you buy jewelry, are you paying for the actual physical performance of the stone, or are you paying for the story the industry tells you about it?